Hello and welcome. I am Roy at Ninjas1180, and today I will be reviewing the Mattel Masters of the Universe Revelation Faker figure. Yeah, the Kevin Smith version. But anyway, I still think this one is a pretty cool figure, and I got some things to say about him. So with that said, let's get started. And now, starting things off with a box, because you know we got to talk about really cool boxes on this channel when we have them. And yeah, I know it doesn't look too interesting now because I already took the figure out, but anyway, I'm still going to go over it. First things first, we have the Masterverse figure logo at the top of the box, letting you know what figure line that this is a part of. We have Masters of the Universe Revelation right there, which is the title of the series that this figure is from. We have Faker, which is the name of the figure we are getting, and we have the Mattel logo right there. We have this. It's telling you that this is from a Netflix original series. We have over 30 points of articulation, ages 6+. So yeah, so all you 5-year-olds, you're out of luck. A barcode, which I'm more than sure nobody's too crazy about. We have Faker, evil robot of Skeletor, because Faker is basically evil robot, sort of like, well, he's kind of like an evil robot clone of He-Man, kind of sort of like Metal Sonic to Sonic, and like Mecha Godzilla to Godzilla, sort of. And yeah, there is something about this figure that kind of reminds me of the old Showa Mecha Godzilla, which I will get into later in the video, and I'll explain that. But anyway, we have a really cool art drawing of the Masters of the Universe Revelation Faker right there, looking really cool. We have him in his counterfeit He-Man form with his blood red eyes glowing right there in the background, looking really nice and kind of creepy at the same time. And of course, we have the back of the box. We have a really cool picture of the Faker right there, and it's full-on robot mode, I guess. It's kind of like T-1000, sort of, kind of, a little bit inspired with that, with the Kevin Smith version of the Faker. But anyway, we have also available the different figures you can get in the line. We have Evil Lyn, which I do not have yet. I don't know when I'm going to get an Evil Lyn, but I'm going to try. We have the Revelation Skeletor, which I also have because I previously reviewed. We have the Moss Man, which I don't have a Moss Man figure yet. But with all the moss we have down here in South Louisiana, I could practically make my own Moss Man without getting a figure. But yeah, I'm more than sure it's not going to be it's not going to be better than what you're going to get in the Masterverse. So yeah, I just as well get the Masterverse figure instead of wasting my time. But anyway, we have Skeletor Guide right here, which I also have. I'm yet to review him though. And of course, Battle Cat, which I do now have. He did arrive, but I'm yet to review him. I did unbox him though, but I haven't reviewed him yet. But anyway, we have the character bio. So I'll leave that there for a hot little minute so you guys can read it. Mainly because I'm a slow reader. I mean, yeah, I can read. It's just, yeah. I'm not a speed reader by any means necessary, so have at it. And that pretty much concludes it for that part. Bottom of the box, nothing too interesting. So, yeah, that pretty much concludes it for the box. Now on to the figure. And now, here we have the Mattel Masters of the Universe Revelation Masterverse Faker figure right here before us in all of his, well, not He-Man Faker glory, I guess. That's how you put it. As you can see, this is a well-sculpted, well-detailed, well-articulated figure made by these super cool, awesome people at Mattel. Of course, same people that brought us Barbie. And yeah, Barbies are cool, even though I'm not a girl. But anyway, as you can see, this is, I would say he's very like Terminator T-1000 inspired a little bit. He also kind of reminds me of an evil version of the Silver Surfer, especially with that full-on Faker head. But anyway, like I was saying when I was reviewing the box, what makes me think of the old, as a Godzilla fan, what makes me think of the old Showa era Mechagodzilla by looking at this figure is the fact that you can see like his like robotic body under his skin, either where his skin was either ripped off in battle, or he's just in the middle of like transforming into its full-on Faker mode, well, full-on robot mode. It kind of reminds me of the old Showa era movie Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Yeah, when I'm talking about the old alien Mechagodzilla, when he was disguising as, when the alien race disguised him as the real Godzilla, and he attacked Angiers, and yeah, and then the real Godzilla blasted him with his heat ray and melted the skin off, and then you could see, you know, all the like the robotic metal and stuff underneath. That's what this reminds me of. As a Godzilla fan, the old Showa era Mechagodzilla. I know Masters of the Universe fans are probably not thinking about that, but that's what this makes me think of. But like I said, he also is very Terminator inspired as well. But I think this is a cool figure nonetheless. He does have really good articulation. He comes with really good accessories. I really also I kind of like the sort of like the blood red outlines in the skin. If you see that, contrasting with the robotic metal, makes this look more realistic, and it kind of makes the like the flesh and like skin on his body look appeared to kind of be more human-like, even though he's not human. So yeah, I would say the Faker is kind of more like an android, sort of. But anyway, going over articulation, let me take these his sword out so we can go over articulation. You can look up about that much, we can look down, we can look left, we can look right, and we can do a full-on 360 cranium revolvus, and the opposite way. We can also rock side to side and lean side to side, and we can rock forward and back with the ab articulation here. But however, do not rotate the top torso. Do not force a full 360 movement, especially with the older release Masterverse figures, because you will snap the peg joint that connects the upper and lower body portion of the figure together. I mean, the upper and lower torso of the figure together. So please do not do that, because I just replaced my 40th anniversary Masterverse He-Man because of that. I thought it was stuck paint, and I went for full 360 rotation and snapped the joint. But yeah, the replacement figure arrived, earlier yesterday, so I got that. I just haven't posted it yet. But anyway, we do have really good shoulder articulation. We can rotate the shoulders all the way around a full 360 on a swivel joint. Same is true with the other arm, and the opposite way. And we also have really good hinges in those shoulders, so you can bring them up into T-pose and back down. Now, my only gripe with the Masterverse figures is something that they are fixing in the new upcoming Chronicles line, is the lack of butterfly joints in the shoulders. And yeah, Mattel is definitely resolving that problem with the new Chronicles line, and hopefully, I hope they resolve. Well, they've already done it with some of the newer release Masterverse figures, where you actually can rotate the top torso a full 360 without worrying about breaking it. But yeah, I think that peg joint that's in the middle of the upper and lower torso, I think that should have been a ball joint the whole time, but I don't know why. But anyway, I mean, I don't know why Mattel made, I don't know, a decision just to have like a plastic peg joint in the middle that can snap if you turn it a full 360. I don't know, beats the heck out of me, you know, especially for, you know, a toy company as well known as Mattel. But anyway, moving right along, we do have a really good bicep swivel in those arms, so you could swivel those biceps a full 360, like so, and of course the opposite way. And of course we do have a double joint in those elbows, so we can bend those elbows all the way forward and all the way back, like so, as you can see. And yeah, we do have on his right arm, I guess I'm just gonna go from my right to his right. We do see a big, huge silver elbow right there, so I guess he could do like Dusty Rhodes and hit him with a bionic elbow, since that's his like robotic, like flesh, like it's robotics showing. I guess we can just say that's his bionic elbow, I guess, like Dusty Rhodes, except he's a heel. Okay, but anyway, we do have a full 360 rotation at the waist, and we can rotate him the opposite way. And yeah, I already demonstrated that. We can also do the full-on RVD splits, like so, and then bring them back in. We can kick forward about this much. Although, do be careful, I find the ball joints in the hips to be a bit stiff when moving the legs forward and back, like so. But it's still doable. But if you're gonna do it with caution and be careful, and don't try to force anything. So yeah, we can kick forward about that much, back about that much, not so much. We do have a full 360 rotation in those hips of his, so we can rotate those thigh joints all the way around, full 360 if we choose to. We also have a double joint in those knees, so we can bend those knees all the way back like so, and then forward again. And of course we have a swivel in the boot, so we can swivel those boots all the way around, a full 360 in the opposite way. Same is true with the other side, and the opposite way. And also we have a really good hinge in those ankles, like so. We can point those ankles all the way down and rotate those toesy woesies of his all the way around, and then put them back up so we can stand him up. So yeah, oh man, now I got him all out of line. So yeah, trying to get him, come on now, stand up straight. Alright, I finally got him standing up straight. Now, that pretty much concludes it for articulation. Now, let's get on to accessories. For accessories, we have, I would call this the counterfeit sword of power, or the fake sword of power, or fake power sword, but I refer to this as the sword of power. Yeah, I understand it's also called the power sword, but not to get this confused with the power sword from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I refer to it as the sword of power. Well, I mean, I know it's two different power swords between Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Masters of the Universe, but I just kind of try to just simplify things as much as I can. That's why. But anyway, we also get a nice shiny metallic shield, and this is like more of a shiny or silver colorization with the shield than what you get with the Masterverse Revelation He-Man, so that is pretty cool. We also have the Skeletor harness you get with them, like the so you can make them look more like a classic looking faker. But I can definitely see somebody using this to make like a custom Masterverse Disco Skeletor, because this would be like an obvious thing to use. And of course, we do have some handy accessories. We do have some interchangeable hands. We have a closed fist hand and an open palm hand, so we can swap those out if we want to. And of course, we have some swappable heads. We have this full-on counterfeit He-Man human head, but if you do take a closer look at it, it does have those glowing blood red eyes in it. Now, if you do look at the regular He-Man heads, the He-Man has hazel green eyes, just like I have. The only difference is he has blonde hair, and my hair is like dark brown. So yeah, but you know, we do have the same eye color as far as that. I know he's like animated character, but I'm just saying. If you look closely at this has the blood red eyes in it. But it would have been cool to see if they do continue the Masterverse. I've heard rumors like they're ending it because of the Chronicles line, but then I read something else that they're just changing the name and it's all going to be the Vintage Collection now. So I really don't know what's what, but I think it would be cool to see this head sculpt be used in like another like Masterverse type of He-Man figure, and just painting the eyes like hazel green or something like that, like you would have. And of course, we do have the full-on robotic head, and yeah, we all know now from this head that yeah, this ain't not the fake is real hair. The fake will be wigging it. So yeah, we all know the fake will be wigging it because yeah, this robot head ain't got no hair. But anyway, let's get his sword in hand. So let's get the not sword of power, or the fake sword of power in his hand. So now we have the fake sword of power. And to get his shield in hand, now there's two ways to do the shield. There's the quick, easy, simple way is to use the open palm hand, the knife edge hand, if you just kind of want a loose fit with your shield. So if you just want to slip it on like that through the open palm hand, you can. So you can take it on and off with ease. But if you do prefer symmetrical hands like I do, where you want to hold the shield but you don't want to hassle to put it in his hand, here's what you do. You take here's what I'm trying to get this hand out. Okay, here's what you do. You take the gripping hand here. I'm going to show you guys a trick. You take the gripping hand. You see this the strap right here? You take this gripping hand. You put it on the shield like so. And then same way you would slip the shield on, you put it on. You basically put the hand on you basically grip the hand on the shield, and then you connect the hand to the figure with the shield. That's what I'm trying to show you, and it just makes it easier with the gripping hand. And to take it off, you do handle with care. To take it off, you kind of, it just takes a little bit more effort, and you do kind of need to be a little bit more careful. But you could also remove it like that as well. But it is a little bit more complicated. But I'm gonna just put it on like so, just to show you guys. And of course, let's swap out these heads. See how he looks with the. Yeah, got it. Let's put the human head on, like the where he's trying to do his best to look the part to fool people. So yeah, even though you can clearly tell he's not fooling anybody with all those exposed metal components, all those metal robotics you can see underneath his skin, so that human hand ain't gonna fool anybody. So you may as well just take that off and just go full on. Just go full on T-1000 with it, like he's some type of evil version of the Silver Surfer. So yeah, there you have it. Looks pretty cool. But anyway, we could also change out that harness to the more like classic looking harness. So I'm gonna pause that and do it off camera, because it's gonna take me a hot little minute to get this done. So just give me a minute. Okay guys, it took me a second, but I got it. This is how he looks with the Disco Skeletor top. I'm just gonna, say that, because, it's gold. But it looks pretty cool. Now, of course, it does look weird with that full-on robotic head. Let's put the more like human-like head on him, so we can see what that looks like with the Disco Skeletor top. Or I know this is supposed to be more reminiscent to the classic, but anyway, there we have the not He-Man head on. Of course, we're gonna have, I prefer it with this head, the, which is the easiest to put on the where you can see like half of his face is robotic, and the other half is more like human-like, with like the human skin. So yeah, that's how he looks with the Skeletor harness. Very reminiscent to the original Faker. Although the original Faker was like blue, like Skeletor, this one's kind of trying to be, more of like a counterfeit He-Man, sort of. But anyway, I still really like this figure. He's pretty cool. So, with all that said, if I have to give this figure a final score based on detail, articulation, and playability, I have to give him a drum roll, please. And based on detail, articulation, and playability, I have to give this figure a well-deserved, honest, fair but square 9 out of 10. Why? I would give it a 10 out of 10, but due to the design flaw, like I explained with the torso joints, I do have to start taking points off of earlier release Masterverse figures. But however, if you are smart enough and wise enough to know not to fully rotate the top torso all the way around a full 360, this is a pretty good figure, and it's good for what it is. Although, like I said, I can't give it a perfect score anymore. I think these are still pretty legitimate and very good for what they are, especially this figure. Now, I know a lot of people say they really don't care too much for the Kevin Smith version of the figure. I think it's pretty cool. I haven't seen too much of the original Faker in action, but I've seen this one from the Revelation series. I kind of just started watching the old original Masters of the Universe series, like from the 80s on Roku TV. So yeah, on the Roku channel. So about that. But anyway, I think this is a good figure. Like I said, he's still highly recommended. Not a perfect score, but he's still well worth it in my opinion. So if you haven't picked him up yet, it's definitely well worth it. And I also have the Vintage Collection Faker, which I will be reviewing soon. But anyway, guys, that pretty much concludes it for this review. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for watching. Your viewership is much appreciated. And to wrap it all up, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And stay safe, take care, God bless, stay positive, stay powered up, and peace out.